Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy Mystic Quest for the Wii Virtual Console. Last episode, Marshman and Phoebe got to the top of the ice pyramid, and they saw some cracked ice. They blew a hole in it with their bomb, and now they're going to drop down to the basement of the pyramid. It kind of reminds me of Zelda Link to the Past, where you, the Tower of Hero, where you can go all the way to the top of the tower and then jump in one of the pots. You go all the way down to the basement and you get all those fairies, but instead of landing in a bunch of fairies, we are going to land in a pile of monsters. So we want to take out the Lamia monster to the bottom first, because they are guarding the Night Sword. So it's a more powerful sword. It's more powerful than anything except for the jumbo bombs. But you know, the jumbo bombs, like I said, they split their damage. So if there's a single target, the jumbo bombs will be better. But if you turn like multiple targets, the bombs will do less damage. So we open up all the treasure chests, and there's a monster over there to our upper left, but right ahead of us is the Ice Golem, who's the fiend that has stolen the water crystal. We need to defeat him to regain the power of the water crystal. He's warped off, but our clue is that monster that's in the upper left. So we head to the lower right, and we get to go down to the basement here. Now these things, they're just, you think there might be a passage underneath them, but there isn't, so I guess they just want you to waste bombs, so I'm just going to show it off, but yep, so we take out that Lamia, and then we can head up this way, and this will take us back on path to find the Ice Golem, which is the boss of this area. Like I said, he's the one who has the water crystal, and because he has the water crystal and is like corrupting it, Aquaria is frozen, and so hopefully we can defeat him, restore the water crystal, and then free Spencer, Phoebe's grandfather, who's trapped underground. Now I can't get those chests. We have to do some backtracking to get them. They only have arrows, so if you don't want going for 100%, you know, you don't have to worry about it. But I'm going to do the backtracking. So we jump down here, we get back to this floor, and now we can grab those treasure chests. Okay, so they only have arrows. So we pick them up, and then we just do a little bit more backtracking. We jump back down the hole in the center. You don't want to go in the hole, any other holes, because if you do, you'll end up back in that room where the noble armor was. So you just want to go back this way, but like I said, we defeated all the enemies, so it's all clear. So now we just have a straight shot to the boss. So now, being an Ice Golem, he is going to be weak to fire, so fires are going to be our best attack. I'll have Marshman with the Cat Claw, because remember, the Cat Claw increases his magic by 5, so his spells will be just a little bit stronger when using the Cat Claw as his weapon. So we just head up here, jump over those little things, and there's the Ice Golem. He's not going to run anymore from us. You think you're a knight, huh? Take this. We got the knight's sword, and we were told that we were like the Knight of Prophecy. So, like I said, this is why I saved my fire spells. I should have saved a little bit more, but it's alright, you know, what I have, so. He takes a lot of good damage. If you have to cure with anybody, you want to cure with Marshman, because as you can see, Phoebe, even without the Cat Claw, her magic stat is higher than Marshman's, so she'll do more damage. So Marshman will be our healer in this area. Now if they both run out of their fire spells, then you can have Phoebe be the healer, and Marshman just start throwing the jumbo bombs. Now, you could save some fire toward the end, but I'm just trying to get him out of here as quick as possible, because in his final phase, he starts using a spell that can drain hit points off of you. So you want to try to get him out of that phase as quick as possible. I didn't know that I was going to run out of fire here, but I did end up running out of fire, so... but it's okay. It probably maybe delayed it by about like a turn or two, so... Like I said, he only starts using that drain attack. In his final phase, yeah, boss monsters tend to have 4 phases, rather than the normal, like, 2 that most regular enemies have. The regular, and they're half health. So, Well, now that Phoebe's out of fire, she can go back into being the. She can go back to being healer. We'll have Marshman finish off his fires, and then, like I said, then we'll just use our regular weapons, and Marshman will switch to his bombs. They'll do, like I said, they'll do more damage than any other thing because they have the higher attack power, and they're not being split because there's only one enemy. So I guess it's also fitting too that, you know, bomb seems weak against fire. Probably weak against bombs too. There's that snowstorm attack. That's the one that steals some of your hit points and gives it back to him. So, luckily, because we got that noble armor, Marshman has he's strong against water attacks, which is what the Ice Golem is using. So Phoebe automatically is strong against them. Well, she's not automatically. Normally she comes with like she comes with that equipment that gives you the status, protection from water element, but there's kind of a bug in the game where your partner inherits the resistances of the last partner unless you make a save and then reset the game. So for instance, our next partner that we're going to get is going to have Phoebe's resistance to water, but we're going to be in a fire area, and we're going to want that character's resistance to fire, not the Phoebe's water. I said it's not really much of a problem at the beginning because like your first few characters don't have resistances, like Kaylee and Tristan. That's not much of a problem, but you know, now that we're getting into elements and the magic is being more important, resetting and making sure you have the proper elemental protections is the way to go. So, like I said, that's easy. Just done. Make a save, reset the game, and you'll get the proper resistances. So you can kind of cheat if you start a new game, because spoilers. The final party member that you're going to have is going to be Phoebe again. She's going to be the last party member we get. She'll join up when she joins our party again. And when she joins us again, she's going to have all these resistances, pretty much to like most everything. So if you start a new game, then Kaylee will have all those resistances, like when you do the level forest. So you can like pass those resistances from the previous, but I'm started a totally pure new game, not a new game plus here, so all my characters are just getting the resistances that they're supposed to have. So, like I said, I'll go over a little bit more of that in like the next video where I actually get my next new partner. Because as you saw, Phoebe left us after we restored the water crystal. She went back to Aquaria to see if it melted. And she told us just come back and make sure that we see her grandfather. So he is the sequence trigger for the next part of the advancement of the plot. So similar to when we cleared the Earth Crystal, we're going to have to, wrap up some things in the town nearby, and then head back to the Focus Tower to use the key that we got to unlock a new part of the Focus Tower and get to a new part of the world. So yeah, once again, the overworld has changed. Now that the water crystal's been restored, it's no longer frozen around, and water is flowing, and everything looks nice and green. So, including Aquaria here. So we'll get some new dialogue from some folks here. No, we're not buying explosives. Stay at the inn, heal ourselves. We've got a lot of battlefields coming up. And you notice that lady who was in the middle bed, she's gone now. So she was feeling sick with the bad weather, but now she's all cured. Spencer's a good friend of Captain Mac. Both kind of weird. This lady's weird, but she's not getting out of my way. And then she finally moves out of the... I finally get her to move out of the way. She moves back in the way. So let's head to Phoebe's house. See if she got back okay. Thanks to you, I'm well. So yeah, there's the old woman who was at the inn who was sick. But now she's better now that we've restored nature. A Aquaria looks best from the top of the focus tower. Here's the lady that gave us the steel helm. Now in her basement, there's like a warp tile. And we can't use that warp tile yet. We're going to get a crest though. But we're not going to come back and use that warp tile. Because the warp tile just warps us between this town, Aquaria, and the next town that we're going to go to. So I'll show that off, but you don't have to think like, oh, as soon as I get the Gemini crest, I have to go back to this town, maybe unlock a secret, because there's really no secret to unlock. Nothing hidden behind that thing. It would be neat if they did have something hidden there, because, you know, it would remind you, take notes and, be like, oh, I gotta go back here to visit. But yeah, the first time I played, I did that. I was like, oh, I had my notes, and I was like, there's a Gemini crest here. I got the Gemini crest, and I was like, I better go back to Aquaria and see where that Gemini warp leads to. But I was sadly disappointed when I just saw it. It took me to where I was going anyway. So now we're under the Phoebe's house, where her grandfather Spencer. I said father in the previous episode. I was wrong. Father is Captain Mac, the Kaylee's father. I guess it's because they must be the same age, Kaylee and Phoebe, that their parents would be kind of the same age, or the guys in their life would be the same age. But it's grandfather and father. So, but here is Spencer. The ice is melted. How did it happen? Phoebe now restored the crystal water's light. Then near the night in the prophecy, the shield has found its owner. A shield used by a knight in the days gone by. Captain Mac found it. Captain Mac, I've heard that name before. For years, Mac's been studying a prophecy. On his way back from doing some research, the lake dried up and his ship ended up on a rock ledge. But that's no problem. If we dig from here, we'll be able to reach the ship. Anyway, here's a key. The shield is hidden in the focus tower. By the way, Firebird's been having some strong earthquakes lately. That's basically telling us where we need to go. And that key will get us into that area in the focus tower. First, we're going to go back this way to get a passageway, a hidden passage. Get this treasure chest. Nothing really important. Cures. And we're going to go and see Captain Mac's ship. We saw it on the overworld before. We were going through those battlefields. But we're going to get a closer look at it here. You don't have to do this when I'm here, but I'm just going to kind of show you what Spencer's goal is. Basically to dig through here. And I guess he wants to dig a little deeper to get to Captain Mac's ship over there to the left. So it looks like you gotta do some more digging. But let's go find out what that Venus key unlocks in the focus tower. Now that the ice is all melted, we got a few more battlefields and areas we can go to. There's an underground river here. We have to dig carefully because the ground is thin. Alright. So let's head on back to Aquaria, and then we're going to make our way toward the focus tower, but you'll see there's a split now that the ice is all melted, and it'll lead to some battlefields and a different section of the focus tower. There's a bunch of entrances and exits to the focus tower. That's the way basically you get from one area to the other, so... Now, you could have went either way to get into this area. There was two, kind of gaps underneath Phoebe's house. The north or the east there, so I went in through the east and left through the north. So it just doesn't matter which one you go in, though. But now that we've talked with Spencer, Phoebe will just give us a new little piece of dialogue. Nothing important, I just want to show it off. Good luck, Marshman. Well, thank you kindly. We're going to need that luck because we got a lot of fighting to do. So, luckily though, the enemies that we'll be fighting aren't that hard, and we don't necessarily need to partner because I'm not really going to rely on status effects like some of these battlefields did. I wanted to wait until I got Phoebe. So yeah, now the passages up to the north are open, so we're going to go clear out these battlefields. So, this battlefield just has a whole bunch of these squids we can take out with one bomb. As you can see, I used pretty much all my bombs. And then this battlefield, we want to equip our axe because we have a bunch of these crabs. So we take out the freezer crab, and we get some, I think gold, And the other place you got the exit spell. So now there's another Gemini crest there. You would think that when I first played the game, I thought, well, that must be where the Gemini warp tile in Aquaria leads to. But nope, gotta go to a different time to get that. So here's another entrance to the focus tower. This is the one we're going to take to get the Venus shield and to get a new magic. Oh, this hole here. Here's the Venus shield, and the Venus shield gives us protection from paralysis, which is good because there's a few enemies in the upcoming area who do have paralysis, either with their attacks or a counterattack. And just like last time, we were going into a snow area, so the focus tower had a fire spell for us. Now we're going to a fire area, so the focus tower is going to have a blizzard spell for us, because a lot of enemies are going to move to ice now in the upcoming area. Some awful news made Captain Mac race from his home. Anyway, seek Reuben and Firebird. Say, what's the statue for? That's your clue that you're going to have to use that statue for something, and that statue we're going to use for is to cross the gap down here. So we're just going to line the statue up with the gap in the wall up there. And we're going to head over to that gap. But in order to get to that gap, we're going to have to enter the focus tower from the way that we left it when we first cleared out the Oath crystal. So we're going to have to loop around and head south on that cave over here. And that'll take us to that area in the focus tower that had all those locked doors. So we're going to head into it, head down, and we're going to open up the second door here with the that water coin that we got. There's no secret one for the fire coin over there on the right, but that's our next destination. And since we push that pillar out of the way, or in this direction, we can hop over the gap. And we can head over to the, look on the map, over to the left. That'll take us up to the room that we enter the focus tower to get the Venus shield. But you're going to see we're going to be on the lower edge. Just grab this chest here, some heal potions. And yeah, over there to the right, that's, you see the doorway, that's where we came in from before. So now we got a series of battlefields here. I'm going to clear them all out except for the last battle. And then we'll clear them out now, show off the last battle in each of them. And we got in this battlefield, there was all these jellies, and they're weak against bombs. So, I used bombs when there was multiples, one or two, when there was two. When there's only one, I just took them out with less the axe. So. And these guys, these sting rats, they are the first enemy that's weak against the blizzard spell. So let's put that blizzard spell to use that we got in the focus tower. And it basically drops a snowman on the enemy. And we get the Gemini crest. So you think, now let's go back to Aquaria, but there's no point in going back to Aquaria, because like I said, the Gemini warp in Aquaria just leads to the Firebird town over to the left there. In this battlefield, all you run into is these plant men, and they are weak to axes, so you just use your axe to take them out. Easy battlefield. It's a good thing we got a lot of gold in those battlefields, because there's going to be a lot of stuff to buy here in this new town, including a new weapon. So come back in the next episode, and we'll see that and continue our adventure. Have a good day. Bye.